Good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful Monday. Sorry for the moment delay. My neighbor's dog was outside and was protecting their house by barking loudly at neighbors 2 houses down. So I tried to wait a minute. They're usually really good about, letting them in whenever they are going crazy like that. So I waited it out. So thank you for your patience. If you were here this morning, say hello. I'm coming to you from the back deck. I'm so excited. It is cooler today. There's a breeze blowing, and I'm sitting a little weird than usual because right here, like right there on my deck, I have a hummingbird feeder, and it's been hovering this morning, and it's been I always do like a little test run before I go live just to get the shot or whatever, and it's sort of been hovering around here, so I hope y'all get to see the hummer this morning. So good morning, Teresa. If you are here, say hello in the comments. I love chatting with you guys. So I hope you all had a great weekend and having a great start to your Monday. I don't know about you, but I don't know if you realize this, guys, but Mercury is in retrograde, and I think, see there it went. Did y'all see the summer? There's zapping through. Mercury is in retrograde. I think it has like 5 planets or something, and it's going to increase. I love listening to all that, but I don't get into it myself. But I was watching Teresa's live actually, and she had asked someone in her live about it that like really knows that stuff. And but anyway, so that's an energy that's going on. And also we have 2 full moons in August, which is also called a blue moon. So if you ever hear the saying once in a blue moon, that is where it comes from, and that is this week. So we have that energies going on, and then of course we just have the regular energies of school starting back, the weather's changing, all these energies going on. So you'll see, y'all may be able to hear him. The bugs are a little bit too loud, I think, but he's chirping back there. He or she, I don't know. So I hope you had a great weekend. So let's get to it. So this week, and I have it pulled up because I knew I was going to mess it up if I didn't have it on my iPad. So this week's mantra, I always put it out on Monday, but this week it says, be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. I mean, that is one thing that I wanted in my life and in my husband's life. Is there's a saying, find a job that you love and you'll never work a day in your life or something like that. And I hope that is for everyone. And I hope that you're doing things that set your soul on fire, whatever that is. It could be a work related thing. It could be raising your kids. It could be a hobby that you have that you just enjoy. Maybe you volunteer for, whatever cause that sets your soul on fire. Maybe you're an activist or an advocate that sets your soul on fire. But many times fear stands in our way, stands in our way of what are people going to think? What are they going to say to me? Are they going to reject me? Are they going to talk negatively about me? Am I going to succeed? All these things come up, and that ultimately is our ego. It is our ego trying to protect us, right? We know that. So we have to find ways to, one, figure out the fear. What is the fear? Is it the fear of you're worried about what somebody's going to think? You're worried about, and it could be things like, I'm worried that if I change jobs, I won't have enough money for rent and food. That is a different kind of fear, right? Because those are our needs. We need housing, we need food, we need childcare, we need essentials, right? So I'm not talking about that fear. I'm talking about you're in a place where you can level up, go through something, whatever, and for whatever reason, something is holding you back. Something is holding you back from, and I called it in my email this morning, the fire in your belly. What's the fire in your belly? What is it that you want to do? I see this so many times with my college students that, you know, they come into my office and mom and dad have decided they need to be a pre-med major and they do not like science and math. It's a problem if you want to be a pre-med major. And I say, okay, well, what do you want to do? What excites you? What gets your, you know, juices flowing? I love to paint. Fantastic. Let's look at an art class, right? And how a lot of students also come in and say, I don't know what I want to do. Like, my parents said that I needed to do this, and I hate it. I will never do this for the rest of my life. Okay. So I want to invite you, if you're that person, which is fine. We all, you know, especially those of us that had a path that was sort of chosen for us in a way that we really didn't feel like we had a say in it. Whatever the case may be. I want you to think back for when you were little and you were what we call free play. So like you were just playing on your own, or maybe with a friend or some siblings or whatever. What did you do at free play? Did you pretend that you were a doctor? Did you pretend like you were a firefighter? Did you pretend? I pretended that I was a teacher. I mean, my dad was a woodworker, and he bought some chalkboard and made this huge chalkboard. It flipped. I mean, it was probably, I don't know, it was huge. Of course, I was little, so it may not be as big as I remember it, but I thought it was huge. And I got chalk, and I would teach my dolls, or whoever, the dog, or whoever was standing there, my Barbies, and I would teach whatever. Could have been math, could have been reading, whatever I would teach. That's what I did for free play, for non-structured play. What did you enjoy doing? Did you like being out in nature? Did you like to garden? Maybe you need to be an environmentalist, or you need to work at a parks and rec, or, you know, park. Maybe you need to own your own lawn company. I don't know. So what did you enjoy doing? When you were not told what to play and how to play it? So if you're stuck and you can't think, I don't know what sets my soul on fire anymore. I get it. I'm at that age. I've been in my career for a long time. It's getting very monotonous. I love what I do, but man, is it getting monotonous. And I think, okay, what fuels me? Teaching fuels me. Always has. It doesn't matter what I teach. I've taught several things. Hold for a second. My dog is eating something. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you weren't supposed to be doing that, were you? Teaching fuels me. I love it, and it doesn't matter what it is. Like I said, I've taught several things throughout my years in the system, and I enjoy it no matter what I'm teaching. So I love teaching. I love watching the light bulb go off. I love students getting a different perspective. That's why I love higher ed. I love getting them to think about how they've always thought and maybe thinking about it a little bit differently. Doesn't mean I change their mind. It just gets them to start thinking outside their box, because we do have a lot of students who do not have a lot of outside of experiences of their small county. So anyway, so that fuels my fire. So what fuels your fire? And what are you fearing? What are your fears surrounding making that leap toward fueling that fire? Okay, again, I get it could be money and enough to pay rent and food. I get that. That's a different set of fears than, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Am I smart enough? Am I funny enough? Am I whatever enough? Those are two different things, right? So keep that in mind. But let's address those. Let's acknowledge those. Let's say, you know what? I have a fear of doing this because I'm afraid to fail. Or are you afraid to succeed? That's a big one. Are you afraid to succeed? I hear that quite a bit from my clients. They originally think, oh, I'm afraid to fail. Is it failure, or are you afraid to succeed? So we need to narrow down the fear. We need to find that fear, and we need to work on it. Whether that's with a therapist or whether that's with someone like me that's a transformation coach, working through that fear so you can level up, so you can fuel the fire and do what you are meant to do on this earth while you are here, because life is short. I was thinking this morning in the shower that I'm at that age where before the last couple of years, people my age, if they passed, it was usually something tragic, like a car accident or something like that. Now we're getting it to the age where, a friend of my husband's from high school, he passed from a heart attack. And it was like, it really hit my husband because, wow, he's my age and he passed from a heart attack, right? And so we're not promised tomorrow. We're not even promised the next moment, but we're really not promised, tomorrow. So what's stopping you? What's stopping you from dreaming big? What's stopping you from fueling your fire? Standing up to your fear, walking through your fear. I'm not saying it's not going to be scary, and I'm not saying it's not going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. I know it's going to be worth it, and I know you can do it. So let's work through that. Let's work through that, get to the other side so you can do what you're meant to do here. And maybe you're already doing it, and if you are, man, I know you are flying high. I know you're flying high. If you're already doing it, if you're feeling that fire, I know you are unstoppable. Again, doesn't mean there's not challenges. It just means at the end of the day, when you lay your head down, you're like, man, I made a difference. I did what I was meant to do. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I did pull 2 cards this morning. They were perfect. The first one, you can't make this up. These are my little angel cards that I love. The word is courage. So I invite you that if you're not feeling that fire, let's look at that fear and change it into courage to do what we need to do to fuel it. And the other one, this is a new deck that I've gotten. It's Louise Hay's Affirmations for Self-Esteem. This is what the box looks like. And the card that came up was, I stand on my own 2 feet. I accept and use my own power. So take that courage and accept and use your own power this week. Focus on what you need to do to fuel that fire, the fire in the belly. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I also want to mention, if you haven't already noticed, that Teresa and I will be starting a new program in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. Can you believe it's 2 weeks from today? 2 weeks from today, on Mondays at 7 p.m., we are starting the Introduction to Meditation, Journaling, Self-Care Practices. So if you are interested in that, it's an 8-week program. We meet on Monday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this is our second time doing it. We've extended it this time to 8 weeks because our first group of participants said we didn't have enough time, we needed longer. So we're going to do it longer for 8 weeks. And we are super duper excited between what we learned from the first time and the feedback from our participants from the first time. We are excited to make it 8 weeks long. I will also put the link down in the comments after I get off here. But we have a great time and we learn a lot and we grow a lot. So if you are interested in starting a meditation practice, journaling, or more self-care practices, click on the link. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. All right. You all have a great, wonderful, and fantastic Monday and week, and I will see you soon.